Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. About a year ago, I did a video and the topic was how to control the edge quality of your artwork. Well, this is a similar topic, but a little bit different. This topic is what is volume control and why is it important to you? Volume control sounds like a, kind of a scientific topic. And it does sound like, a lot of times us artists, we just want to live in the realm of creativity. We don't want to live in the realm of technique, science, and, the processes we have to kind of adhere to get quality artwork. Well, I like to live a little bit in both places. I love that creative zone, love being there, cherish every moment. But then there's times when spending a little bit of time in the technique department and the process and the construction and the fabrication department will benefit the creative side. So it's beneficial to spend a little time in both areas. Volume control, what is it? Volume control relates to the finished size and shape of your artwork and the thickness of it and its durability. So volume control is the thing you want to be in control of and something that you want to, depending on what your end use of your project is, you want to make decisions on how it's assembled based on how you want to use the project, what kind of function it might provide you, and also how you want it to look and the durability of it. So volume control covers all those things. So glass, when it's fired, it seeks a level of 1/4 of an inch. This is about 1/4 of an inch right here. Okay, so it seeks a level of 1/4 of an inch. So if you assemble your project with only one layer, it'll shrink because there's not enough mass there to maintain this size and shape. On the other hand, if you fire your project with 3 layers, it's going to grow till that project seeks a level of 1/4 of an inch. So it's going to expand. Now, why is this important to you? Okay, if you take a single piece of glass like this right here, which is about a 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch square, you put a little design detail on top and you fire that in your kiln to a full fuse temperature, it's actually going to shrink. It's going to shrink. You're going to end up with kind of bulbous corners. You're going to end up with an interior kind of curvature on the 4 sides. You have kind of an irregular thickness right here. It's thicker here, thinner here. And you just don't have the entire strength or the entire durability you might have if you assembled it a little differently. If you're making ornaments, sun catchers, small little light pieces, this might be a wonderful construction because the project is lightweight. It doesn't matter if it shrinks a little bit. Maybe you don't fire it quite as hot so that you retain that edge quality and the original shape and size of the project. But let's say you want to make something that's a bowl or a plate or a piece of art to go on the wall or a tile. Then the edge quality and the thickness is really important to you. The other thing that volume control allows you to do is when you put a project in the kiln, let's say you're going to make tiles for a backsplash in your kitchen. You're going to make 200 of them, but you can only fire 50 at a time. We want the first 50 and the last 50 to be the same size and shape and thickness, have the same durability and the same quality. So when you assemble in a certain way, you will guarantee that you have consistent results with every one of those firings. You get those consistent results by taking that piece of blue glass and adding a layer of clear to the bottom. So now we have 2 full layers of glass. We've put a little detail on top. We fire this in the kiln, and this is our end result. We have a project that has a very consistent size and shape, beautiful rounded edge quality, perfect thickness throughout, which is wonderful, so it's very durable. And look how close in size and shape it is to the original. Let's turn that over because it's a little, look, it's very, very close to the size and shape of the original piece of glass. So that's where volume control is really important. What I'm trying to achieve here is to give you the tools you need to make educated decisions on your firing. You have choices when it comes to how you assemble your project. And sometimes you don't think that those choices and the assembly methods will affect the outcome. They do, they will. They absolutely will. This is really obvious here. Let's go back to this first one. Look at the size and shape of this. Look how the glass has condensed on itself. It shrunk. So if you're making those kitchen backsplash and those tiles, this is not going to be a great result because they're going to be different. Everyone's going to be a little different based on where that design detail is, how you fire it. And for the most part, most of my projects are fired with 2 full layers of glass like this type of assembly and fabrication, plus a design detail on top. Now let's say you, for some reason, you decide to add another layer of glass. So we add this piece of white. Now we have 3 layers of glass. This, because the glass seeks a level of 1/4 inch, which is the thickness of 2 pieces, the project is going to grow considerably. Look at this project and how much bigger it is than this one, and how much bigger it is than this one. That's quite a bit of growth. But the thickness is the same. Now here it seeked a level of 1/4 inch, and it managed to maybe get close to that in the corners, but not in the middle. This one has very consistent thickness throughout, and it's very close to the original size and shape. This one, on the other hand, look at the size difference. It's grown a lot. And you don't have the real square quality of it anymore. You kind of have a rounded square. You don't really have, it kind of bows out here. You got that thickness on the bottom. So let's say we're going to create a design element, a component piece that we're going to cut up later and work into a project. Then this type of construction might be great because you know you're going to cut it up. The finished size and shape doesn't matter. Let's say we're going to make something that's just kind of an abstract piece with an organic edge, then this might be great. But if you intend to slump your project, this is not going to be the best type of construction because it's going to be larger than your mold. So you want to measure your mold. Say you have an 8-inch mold. You measure the glass, you measure the mold, you cut your glass like 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. You fire that with this type of assembly, 2 layers, and you know when it comes out of the kiln, it's going to be 7.5 by 7.5, and it'll fit beautifully inside that 8-inch mold. This project, because it's going to grow, is not going to sit nicely, and therefore when it slumps, it's likely to slump unevenly, kind of do one of these things, and you'll end up with something that's lopsided. You won't have uniform edge height around the project. You might have something that's even, kind of cockeyed, so not necessarily the best type of construction. So volume control relates to how you assemble your project and how that relates to the size, shape, and thickness of your finished piece. So there's no universal answer or method for every type of project that you're going to make. Some projects you're going to want to do a single layer. Some projects you're going to want to do 2 layers. Some other projects you're going to want to do 3 layers, and that's all fine. My intention here is to give you the knowledge you need, the knowledge base you need to make decisions based on what you want your outcome to be in comparison to what choices you make and the method you use for your assembly when you're building your projects. So volume control is real important. And once you have a handle on that, an idea of that, you'll have much more consistent types of projects and consistency in the type of outcome you have and how you can use those projects. Now, another thing about volume control is when you have a design element, this project is 2 layers of glass. There's clear on the bottom, blue on top, and then a triangle of white here that is recessed and not right on the edge. Here, the triangle is on the edge, and so this in effect is 3 layers of glass. This in effect is 2 layers plus an accent. Look how this bowed out here because the 3rd layer is near the edge. Near the edge it creates an unusual shape that is either desirable or not desirable. Now recently I made this party mask. You can see it was a previous video. And there I intentionally put design elements around the perimeter to give a scalloped edge. And it came out beautiful because it was consistent and planned. Now here, this is not necessarily planned, and having something bow out or bubble out on one side is not necessarily going to be attractive, unless maybe it's a fish with big lips. Maybe it's something where you want the design to bow out there. Then you would intentionally add that design detail to the edge. Perfect. So the whole idea is, for you to be able to make your own decisions and hopefully have more realistic results. You put stuff in the kiln, you put a lot of time, effort, money into your projects. You want to make sure that when it comes out that you get the results that you had planned, wanted, and desired. You're the artist. You want to make sure that those pieces come out exactly the way you wanted. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of volume control. I hope it helps you with your projects and gets you, in a mind space where when you're doing that creative zone and you're in there and you're having your wonderful time, that you're also applying some of these technique and fabrication methods that give you absolute best results. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, send suggestions. We love all that. We love when you share. Please do all that. If you're not already a member here, if you're not already a subscriber, subscribe. We would love to have you. We're getting this close to 10,000 subscribers, and we would love for you to be one of them. Then you're notified as soon as all my new videos come out. Also, become a premium video member. We'd love to have you. Right now there's 31 full-length courses, full-length step-by-step video, comes with a printable pattern ebook. The ebook has color images, firing guides, pattern, helpful hints and tips, plus everything you need to create those projects successfully. And each of the project courses teaches a different technique or a different method. Some of them are how to cut better. Some of them are how to work with fritz. Some of them give you design hints. Some of them color hints. All of them are wonderful fabrications and projects you're just going to love. So become a premium video member. We'd love to have you. And until next time, happy fusing.